Okay, so welcome to the third part of Stars of Akarios playthrough of the current rule set and everything else. The first thing I wanted to do for this video is talk about the previous two videos. Now, I made some mistakes with the rules, a couple of quite major ones, I suppose. It didn't hamper my fun of the game and hopefully the playthrough itself, but effectively when setting up my own character, Starla, I should have had her pilot ability from the start. Number two, because I'm playing solo, one of the other things you get an extra dice, so you're rolling 5 dice, but you also get an extra 2 hull on your ship, which obviously makes a big difference. In the second video, in the second part, I think it was the third scenario, might have been the second scenario, one of the enemies should have been a Ronin frigate, not a Ronin scout, therefore like an elite, and I made the mistake of that one, so that should have been covered, making it harder to win that particular, when I was escorting and making a hole or a way through for the Sparrow to escape Medelia, so that in that scenario. It did say what happens with stress, so the other thing I made a really bad mistake on, by the way, we've gone on to Tabletopia now, because the world scenario for the moon that I left the last video with, that's not been fully fledged out on the Tabletop Simulator mod. So we're going to use Tabletopia just for the world exploration this time around. But effectively, you reset your stress down to 0 each scenario as well, which I wasn't doing. So that's quite major. If you go back past one of the milestones, it was as I expected. You take away the modifier card from your deck again. Now I've created my deck that's been upgraded. Remember, I took away these -1 cards, 2 of them, from a modifier deck to create my updated modifier deck. Other than that, it's just doing this one scenario using Tabletopia. Trying to get used to the differences. I'm realising how much better Tabletop Simulator is. Now, just to show you, in Tabletopia, they did have the cards as well. So, unfortunately, when I moved to, I think it was here, no, here, I should have resolved this event and therefore drew one of these cards. I didn't do that. So, that would have been quite cool to see what would have happened with that. So, we're going to go straight on to the world exploration now. This big dice is the character. There is no character models in here, and I can easily switch between my character, which has got my stats on. So we are using stress. We're using our health as 6, as denoted on the Starla card. And I've taken on board some of the comments from YouTube, so I will be showing every card now. Unfortunately, I can't show you the scenario booklet, so I'll just read off what happens and hopefully that'll be okay. With the 4 different abilities that are in the game, which is charm, well, let's start from the first one, which is strength, dexterity, then, so strength, dexterity, intelligence and charm. So these are the 4 stats that we will be using for tests, and we can do several different actions. So an action will give us the action type using one of those 4 test actions. We can explore a move, which will give us the unexplored world exploration card, very similar to the space exploration that we did. Face up, moving on to the explored cards, and then we see what everything happens. If we see a red hand signal with numbers, that means that we have to stop immediately and read off the corresponding scenario entry. That obviously only happens, like the events on space exploration, the first time you explore it. Then you've got investigate with a magnifying glass, again with entry. A skill check with the necessary skill out of the 4, and again an entry, and then there's a dock as well, where after the dock action, players reset the stress track to 0, gain full energy and full health, using the starting values of both. Okay, now taking damage is slightly different. Number one, there's no milestones on the stress track so on here you don't trigger these. You still gain stress, but how that happens is slightly different. So you can take damage, obviously, which takes down your health, of course. But in actions-wise, because I'm playing solo, we start with 10. I'm using my shields, so we start with 10 energy. That's because there's one pilot. If we, it says here, reducing energy. So whenever we do any form of action, we decrease our energy by 1. If we get to 0 energy, we start increasing our stress by 1 after each round. You spend a round, you roll the 5 dice. I'm going to presume it's 5 dice still. I think that's correct. So you roll the 5 dice. You do actions denoted by the tests using your dice to hit the minimum dice needed for that. And then you go through all your dice, and then once you've done that, it's the end of a round, you reduce your energy by 1. Okay, at the beginning of each round. And it's the beginning of the round, so I presume this is like going to start off straight away, and I'm going to be taking away 1 energy straight off the bat. Now, once the stress gets to 10, you decrease your health by 1, and then you start losing your health. So that's how it works. You first away take your energy, then you go up the stress track, and then you go down your health track. So that's the way it kind of moves around, as it were. If you reach 0 health, you gain 1 trauma on the pilot progression sheet, and then you read the failure conclusion of the scenario book. If there isn't a specific failure conclusion, if we get to 0 health, you restart the next round from the world exploration starting card. So you kind of do a restart, a little bit like a save, I guess. We're not going to use any of the pilot abilities or any stuff for the ship. It's literally just this card and these tracks from that. And obviously the modifier deck, of course. Will we use the modifier deck? I'm not sure. Maybe we don't. I don't know. We will soon find out. Let me just read. Skill check. By signs of the dice found on the pilot. There are 4 pilot skills. Check to see the number of required dice is met or exceed. Ah! Oh, I see. I see. I see. So I'm gonna have to risk it. So it will have a minimum number of dice, but I can put more dice into the skill check to guarantee the success, possibly. And then that's the required action dice that I either pass or fail. Okay. Right, so that kind of makes sense. So first of all, we're here. So our first action could be explore and move. So I can go down 3 or I can go down 2. So it looks as though if we have a little look at the card itself, I'm going to presume we can look at some details, right? So you can see the footprints heading off towards number 3. And you can see that number 2 is going in. Now, there is a dice associated with both of these. I can use either attack dice, orange dice, or yellow movement dice. So I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to use my dice for. Now, I just have to use those. So first of all, before we do anything, we've got to roll our dice pool and see what we get. So let's go back to our board and we're going to roll these. Oh, God. I've got to remember how to use Tabletopia now. Okay, so we get 3 attacks and 2 wilds. That's cool. So now, I believe this is not a test, so as long as I just spend 1 dice, I can move either 3 or 2. I'm quite intrigued to see what's in here. Now, if you remember from the last video, at the end of the last video, I explained the narrative of what we're doing. This is a military base. It looks like there's lots of maybe death, and someone's been here, and some bodies dragged away, which I presume is what this track is showing. So I think we need to go inside and explore inside before we do that. So I'm going to go inside, which is going to cost me 2 dice. So I'm going to use 2 attack dice. So let's go back to the thing, and I'm just going to move the attack dice over to the left once I use it. So I'm going to use 2 attack dice. Let's move our Energy down 1 because it's the start of the round. Okay, so we're going into here. So we flip it, and we place our character onto here. I'll also use this to denote the round we're in. So we've got a few different options here. We can go back. It'll cost us 2 dice. We can do. We can try whatever that strength icon thing is, which will cost 3 attack dice. So we don't think we've got 3. Yes, we have. We do have 3 attack dice. We could do that. We could investigate what these notes are. We can move on to the east with 1 dice, and we read numbers, and we go on to the next move and explore and move. Or we can go and see what all that blood is down on the south. So I think I'm gonna do 18. I think I'm gonna go and see what's going on here first of all. So I need to use 2 dice. Now this is an investigate, which is not a skill check. So I don't need to think about spending more dice on that. Whereas if you get like a skill check like this, that is after combining the dice to the pilot's skill value, check to see if the number required is met or exceeded. Now, oh right, oh sorry, oh okay, I can use my skill with that. That's cool. So I've got 1 in every skill, so I've already automatically got 1. So this is effectively a 2 difficulty. This is effectively a 2 difficulty. Is that all it needs? Check to see if the number required is met or exceeded. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Because why would you put more dice in? Right, choose an action. Commit action dice. Pilots can choose to commit more dice than the action requires. Oh, roll the committed dice. Sorry. Okay. Right, that makes more sense. Aha, okay. So to go and do this action here, move, I needed to roll at least 2 dice. Now, obviously, I'm guaranteed. Okay, that makes more sense. So these 2 dice, which I'm committing to my move and explore, I'm going to keep them. Because no matter what I roll, now I'm going to take a stress. But that's fine. I still got that still counts as a wild, so it still counts. So I managed to pass that, and we go on to there. Next, I want to do number 18. So it's a 2 skill with any dice results, but I can't do anything with 1 except for go into this area, and I kind of want to see what's going on here first. So I'm going to look at 18 with 3 dice rolling. So let's go back, and we've got our remaining 3, and now, so I shouldn't have rolled them at the start, basically. You roll them once you assign them to actions. That makes more sense. So I've got to get 2, which I get, so I can assign those 2 from that dice pool. Yeah, that's 100% true. And that means that number 18 has now been passed. So now we go onto the scenario book, which I have in front of me, and we read number 18. Project Rebound, entry 14, day 1. After countless submissions and proposals, approval has finally come from the head of Akarios Institute. No doubt, they see the benefit in the soldiers that heal 3 times as fast. I hope the medical impact will be much more widespread than that. Rather looking forward to starting active testing tomorrow. Lead scientist Dr. Romero. So it sounds as though they're making like super soldiers, maybe? Okay, so we've done number 18, which is cool. We've used all our dice. That's the end of the round. So I'm going to change this to 2. We go back to our board and we decrease our energy by 1. And we grab our dice back into our dice pool. Okay, this makes more sense. Right, going back to the board then. We still have options. So that investigation was a little bit rubbish. This looks a bit more fruity. I think I'll do 15. Now, we're not going to have time to do everything in this world. So what I need to do, I need to find the energy something. Recover the package and get back so that you can complete repairs on the Sparrow. Okay, so we've got to find this package and return to the Sparrow. So let's go for 15. So we're going to go back to our player board. I'm only going to use 2 dice. I think I'm happy with that. Perfect, which is fine because it's attack or move to do 15. If we go and have a little look, and we look at 15, it's attack or. So let's go for 15. You reach down to pick up a gun and clean off the blood. There are spent castings littering on the ground. This doesn't appear to have saved its last owner. Take item card gun and place 3 supply cubes on it. Right, okay, so we've got items here. So I guess this is not a... Right, okay. I know I'm seeing what's happening here. There's not much I can do about that. Oh, I really dislike Tabletopia. So we've got a gun. I'm going to keep this over here. Just rather than send it through. Right, well, the cubes. There we go. And place 3 onto it. Right, what does that do? Let's have a look. +2 in combat. Nice, we got a gun. That's not bad. Okay, so we've done that. Now, do we try and smash down the north, or should we just keep going? I think I'm just going to explore to the right. So going back to my thing, I'm going to roll this dice, which is fine, to explore. And then we're going to go into here. Ooh. Right, so we've got a hand, which was dexterity. A dexterity 3 with getting movements. God, that's tough. Oh, but these look like crates, right? It's probably worth investigating this first and then seeing if it's worth bothering with. Although, this is tough. I doubt I'll get 3 moves. So I think we'll investigate and maybe go and do investigate this as well. So let's do number 10 first. I'm only going to spend 1 dice. I've got 2 dice left. So, okay. No, with that in mind then, I'm going to go and investigate number 6 first. Because I've got 2 dice here. Which is fine, again, because you can use any dice to investigate it. If we have a look at number 6, attack or defense. Or move, I keep calling it defense. Or movement. So number 6, entry number 6, we managed to successfully look at it. Project Rebound, entry 16, day 2. We were told that we would have willing volunteers. Instead, the High Command has sent us prisoners working off their sentences. Nonetheless, they seemed compliant enough. Early testing seems optimistic. One note, subjects wake with a tremendous hunger, but that's expected with their elevated metabolism. Lead scientist, Dr. Romero. So, judging from the 2 bits of information I've just found out about, this was 18 and 6, it sounds as though they're trying to almost make these super soldiers, it seems, and because they were prisoners, maybe they revolted. So maybe this has not been overrun by some attacker, but has actually been attacked within. Could be a possibility. Anyway, we've used up all our dice. We're end of round. So I'll put those there. I'll move my energy down 1. And we'll have a look to see what we're going to do in round 3. So let's change this dice to number 3. Okie dokie. I'm not covering anything right now. So I've got choices. I think I'm going to focus on this now. This is looking pretty promising, to be honest. So I'm going to go and search first with just 1 dice. So I'm going to roll this dice here. And we get the attack, which is fine. Again, it looks like explore actions are always going to be either dice. So we explore number 10. You look through the glass. Oh, it's not. It's looking through this glass. Fair enough. You look through the glass and see a stack of crates, on top of which is an egg-shaped crystal. That's it. That must be what you came for. Now you just need to find a way in. Interesting. So I don't need to go for 17 after all. You know what? Right, I've got choices now. That's really good. That's given me ideas of what I need to kind of do, as it were. So now I'm thinking. Let's either go back and up through here, which looks like we're trying to break down a door, maybe. Or we can continue around over this way. I'm a bit worried that we might see, as this is an easier way than this, although we're kind of on our way this way. Yeah, let's keep going. We're going to do a move and explore, going into number 11. So again, need a dice, spending 1 dice. Let's see what we get. That's fine. So we successfully passed the move and explore. And yeah, there is a way up, which is cool. Oh, wow. That looks juicy. Or do we just leg it? Do we just leg it to this middle section? Pick up the crate and get out of dodge. I think we've got plenty of energy, so I'm quite keen to do this. So how many dice have I got left? Let's have a little look. I have 3 dice left. So it is possible to do that, but very unlikely. So I think we explore, first of all. Then we wait a turn. Then we focus on it. This is so tempting. I really want to try that. So I am going to do that. So we're going to spend 3 dice to try and explore that one over there, just in case we get a stress. So let's grab these 3, give them a roll. We don't get stress, so you know, you could argue that's a wasted 1 dice. So we're doing number 9 and looking at these, what looks like med packs. In fact, probably is just a med pack. Did we need that? Probably not. I perhaps should have looked a bit. You find a med kit, take item, med kit, and that's all that happens. So there's our med kit. So now we've got med kit and we need 2 supply onto that one. So, whoa. I do not want that to happen. Does it? I do, you know, seeing that, playing the Tabletopia again, for this game in particular, it's so nice to be on Tabletop Simulator again. So this replenishes health to full, which is cool. That could be good if I want to carry on exploring. I can now carry on exploring and not worry about it. That's cool. Okay, end of round. While I've got the dice here, let's change this to round 4. Let's go back to our board. We can put the dice over here, so we know what our dice pool is. We decrease our energy down by 1. And I am definitely doing that right, aren't I? I'm sure that's what it said. It's at the end of the round, not... Yes. Yes. That is correct. Yep, I am doing it correctly. So let's move back on and see what we're going to do. So I think we're going to do the 16. I'm very, very, very tempted to do the 16. I'm going to have to use all 5 dice, I think, because I don't want to fail it, because then I may not be able to do it again. I don't know. Now we have got 1 automatic in intelligence. So we only have to get 3. It's 5 dice a bit OTT. Maybe 4 dice and then I can move. This could be a bad decision, but it is my decision. I'm going to do 4 dice, leaving 1 so I can move afterwards. Well, there's 1, 2, 3. We haven't done it, and we're missing 1. So we only got 2, plus 1 is 3, so we missed. So we failed. Do I need to read it? Let me read. Assign dice. I'm just going to double check this a second. If the pilot succeeds, read this section. If the pilot does not meet the required action, read the failure section. Whoops! So let's see what we're doing. So this was... I should have used the 5 dice. 16. Is it 16? 16. 16. Nothing. It's nothing. 16 is nothing. Dot, 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 dot. Does that mean it's not been written? I'm a bit confused by that. Okay, nothing happens. No success, no failure. So kind of red herring. Which means that's not the worst thing in the world then, because I can use this dice now. I'm going to roll this one to move into the next sector. Whether that's just the scenario book not complete or not. Ooh, my word. Okay, well, something's happened here, and a dragged body. Let's have a little look at this. Ah! We've got an event, and oh, they look like aliens to me. Oh, this is bad. We've got no dice. So 14. Reveal cards 10 and 11. They are revealed. Oh, no, sorry. 10 and 12. So reveal this as well. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. 14, 14. Right, so revealed both of these. Coming here was a mistake. It's probably your first thought after hearing a high-pitched wailing. Startling the group, a terrifying creature jumps into visibility behind a glass wall. It proceeds to repeatedly smash its body against the glass wall in an attempt to get to you. The ugly beast looks humanoid, except for the tendrils writhing out of unseemly openings in its body, like a tentacle monster escaping its human confines. Cracks in the glass, spiderweb from the impact, and before you can act, it shatters. Oh dear. You can only have a moment to decide how to react as the creature jumps through the window with you squarely in its eye. Place a red cube on tiles 10, 12, and 4 to signify the creatures. Where's 4? 4. We've not had 4 yet. I don't know where 4 is. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'll go and get some cubes anyway. So let's get 3 red cubes. I'll get a bunch of cubes anyway. Right, so we got, what did it say? Put them on tiles 10, which is this one, 12, which is this one, and 4, which I've not seen. So I'm just going to leave that for now, because that's 9. It's very confusing. 4 could be out here. If this is 2 and 3, one would assume 4's up there somewhere. Anyway, it's not been revealed, so I'm not going to bother. Anytime you are on a tile with the creature, perform the creature encounter. So I have to do one straight away for tile number 10. This uses your action dice as a normal action would. What do you do? Run or fight? Well, I haven't got any dice, but I do have combat dice with my gun, or combat numbers. So even though I don't have dice, I don't suppose it matters, does it? This uses your action dice as a normal action would. What do you do? Huh. Well, I'm not going to run. I'm just going to fight. But my issue is roll again to fight or run. Roll again. I presume it doesn't actually say. Does it say in the rules whether attacking? Attacks. Stress it. There needs to roll 2 attack dice to succeed. How do I know how many attack dice I need to succeed? Oh, I'm missing something here. Huh. Can't see. I mean, you have to use dice to do actions in the game, right? But if I can't, because I have no dice left, because I literally just moved into there. Roll dice. Oh, is this a combat dice? Is this a combat dice? As a normal action would. No, according to the rules, it's not. But now I see a 4 plus. No, it's not that. It's not that. It would just be a normal action. So I haven't got a difficulty. I haven't got something to aim for. So I'm just going to presume that you can roll dice and add those successes to it either. If you're going to do attack, I assume you add the hits. If you roll move, that counts for the runs, right? Where you've got strength and dexterity. So I'm going to make that cool. As I've got no dice, I've just basically got my one of my supplies for my gun to get 2, plus the 1 I've got inherent on my ability in strength to get 3. And it says, fight 3 to 4. You fight and kill the damage, but not before taking 1 damage. So I take 1 damage, but I kill the alien in the room with me. I shoot it, basically. So thankfully, I picked up the gun from number 15. If I didn't pick up that gun, I would have been in serious trouble here. I'd be taking damage and God knows what else. Read 37. Okay. There is no end to these creatures, and they seem to be spreading throughout the research facility. That's not good. Well, I was wrong about what I thought it'd be. Well, unless these were the prisoners, and they've suddenly... I don't think so. And they've suddenly transformed or something. At the beginning of the player's turn, once per squad, which is going to happen very soon, spawn one creature in each tile adjacent to a tile with a creature in it. Use red cubes to donate the creatures. If a pilot is in the room when a creature spawns there, immediately do a creature encounter. If a player successfully runs, this ends their turn. If a player successfully fights, they can perform their turn as normal. Okay. No more than 1 creature can be in a single tile. If there are no creatures on the map, place 1 red cube on tile 10 and 4. Right. Okay. So these encounters are going to happen a lot. So this is going to move to number 5 because we've run out of dice. We're going to grab... I'll just put less dice over here. We're going to take this down by 1. We've got medkit. We have got a medkit. To use an item, I presume that's just free. Do we have an item? I can't see anything about using items. I'm going to assume that items can just be used. I don't know. So, as it says, at the start of your turn... Was it the start of your turn or end of the turn? I can't remember what I read. At the beginning of a player's turn, spawn 1. So, 1's going to go into here, because that's adjacent room. We haven't explored here, so I presume if it's not being explored, we don't put them. Or do we still put them down? Spawn 1 creature in each tile adjacent to a tile with a creature in it. Use red cubes to donate the creatures. I'm going to assume I have to put these on. I presume in the real game they will number these tiles a little bit like Seventh Continent. So we'll know where 4 is because we should have all these red things hanging around. Now, I'm definitely going to assume it's only the ones connected by a connection, right? That you spread it to. So let's do it like that. I think that's only fair. Okay, right. What's the play then? We've got to do an encounter immediately. So I know that I need to get as high as possible. But now I have my dice available as well. So I've got a gun. So I've got 3 base. If I can get 5, I don't take damage. If I get 5, I don't take damage. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can use 2 dice. Now I need to move, is the other thing. I need to move into here, and I need to, which will trigger another encounter. Well, I'll have to take this out. To be honest, as long as I've got my gun, I can pick this up and then leg it out. In fact, is that where I need to go? I don't know. I presume this is the way back to the Sparrow, right? I assume. I don't have to get somewhere else, do I? Don't know. So if I go in here, I need to kill this first, which I could do with just my gun without any dice. Which means that, because I hit a 3, I'm going to have to hit a 5 to do better and not take damage. I've got a med kit. You know what? I'm not going to use dice. So I'm going to spend 1 for my gun, and I kill this one, but I take a damage. So let's go back to my thing, and I take a damage. Then we're going to spend 1 dice. I'm going to roll that now to go into number 12, which is fine. So we go into number 12. Right, which crate is it? 4 or 23? Where's the egg thing? I can't see an egg thing on the picture. Well, 4 and 23 look identical. Anyway, we've got to do this encounter first of all. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to spend my gun. I've used my gun up. But I kill this creature and I take another damage. Okay, 23 or 4, what do we reckon? I'm going to go with 4, I don't know. I hope that's right. It's going to cost me 3 dice. So what have I got left? I've got 4 dice left. But I can use any side, so there's no point using 4. Is there? Oh yeah, there is, because I can't really do much with 1 dice. So yeah, we're going to use 4. We're fine. So because the... Oops. That's fine. Because the search action is any dice. So 4. Did I choose right? We'll soon find out. Oh no. These goods looked locked tightly and there is no way in. There's no reason to make noise trying to force them open. I wish it described a little bit more information with number 10, like what it looked like, where the egg-shaped thing was, whether it was close to the glass or further away, to give me that advantage of searching for the right one. Oh well, that's the end of the turn. I have no dice left, so let's reduce my energy by 1. Let's go back to here. Let's spawn here, which is adjacent to this. See, I don't know what... Yeah. I don't know. I'll just do this. I don't know if that's right. Right, okay. So we immediately do an encounter. I do not have a gun anymore, but it is the start of the turn. I have dice to spare. I need 3 dice to look at 23. That's essential. So, and I could do with the dice to get out of the way. So do I spend 1 dice to get 2? No, I need 2 dice at least. Oh, this is brutal. Now I've run out my gun. That's really not good. Let's spend 2 dice, leaving 3, and we'll just look. But then we're gonna keep getting encounters, aren't we? We're gonna keep getting encounters. That's true. We keep getting encounters. That's not a good thing. What happens if I just don't do anything? If I just get a 1? Presume that's not good. I don't know. I can't run. Right, I'm going to have to roll 2 dice and try and do something to this thing. I need to keep this to find the thing. Oh, so good. So good. So 2 plus 1 is 3, which we know is what we've been doing every time. We're going to take 1 damage, and we take out that enemy flank. That was so lucky. We're going to do 23 next. Roll in my remaining 3 dice. It just depends on what stress we get. If we get any, We don't. This is so good. We're not getting stress. Which means we are successful at searching for 23, and I presume this will be it. So, you force open the crates until you chance upon the correct one. Inside is the egg-shaped crystal that makes... Well, it said that we saw the egg shape. Oh, well, never mind. Egg-shaped crystal that makes warp travel possible. You stuff it in your backpack as you hear not too distant sounds of screeching and rustling feet. It's time to get out of here, and quick. We get the Chosic achievement. Chosic achievement. Now, do we... Is that it? Is that the scenario done? I can't remember. Chosic achievement. I get back. So how do we trigger get back? That's a really fair point. I'm a little bit confused by that. It's got objective. I'm not 100% sure about this. So I've picked up the package. Do I just have to get back here? It doesn't explicitly say. It says recover the package and get back so you can complete the repairs on the sparrow. I'm presuming I have to get back to this tile. That's what I'm assuming. So that's what I'm going to go with. I've used all my stuff, so we're on now round 6. Unfortunately, we're going to get this happening. Which is real dire. And I think we've got all our dice left. We just need to leg it. So to leg it, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. So, and apologies if I'm playing this wrong and we don't have to leg it, but if I have to get back, surely I'll have to go back. The only problem is it says Chosic achievement, and I think that might be that we've now won. We've done this scenario, and we just carry on with the book. But it's not explicit enough to tell me that. It doesn't tell me. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll carry on and see if we survive. Do we want to take? We probably want to do a healing, so we're going to take our 6 health back by using one of our charges from our med kit. Right, so we're going against this guy. I'm going to leg it this time. I'm not gonna stay here, obviously. So I'm going to choose to run instead of fight. So we just need to be able to run now. So let's have a little look what we're going to do. We've got 1. So should we just use 1 dice, I think? I think I'm going to use 1 dice and just try and get lucky. Yeah, that's lucky. We get 2 stress now. That's still fine. So we get a total of 2 with our dexterity of 1 and 1 success on there. So 2, you manage to escape to a previously explored sector, but you take 1 damage as the creature tears at your leg. Read 37. Yeah, we know that. So we leg it into here, but that automatically triggers another creature encounter, and we take... How much did I say? Take a damage? Take 1 damage. So let's take that damage. And I think we'll do the same again. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, hang on a second. It says, when you run, you manage to escape to a previously explored sector, but you take 1 damage as the creature tears at your leg. I presume that has to be the adjacent previously explored sector. I can't just leg it all the way out to... Yeah, no, that would make sense. So let's spend another 2 dice because I've got to make sure I escape here. Yeah, that's fine. You could argue that was overkill. We got 3 this time. It's the same thing. So we managed to escape to a previous sector, and we take a damage again. This is fine. This is fine. We're just legging it. Then I'm going to spend 1 dice, which is fine, to move into here. And we're going to spend our final dice to do the next move, which is, again, is fine. No stress. This is good. Not getting the stress. So I'm now here. I'm 1 away, but I've run out of dice. So I'm going to put this back to 1. And we know that's round 7. We need to populate. So in comes 1. In comes another. And I presume I'll have to put 1 over there as well. Again, I'm not 100% too sure. I'll put that in the question bank. But I'm not too sure about this spreading of enemies, whether they go to unexplored tiles or not. Right, this triggers a creature encounter. Obviously what I'm going to do is just run. There's no point attacking it at all. And I'm going to run with all 5 dice. Because once we've done that, we've won. I presume. Again, it's not super clear. So we're looking to run. Oh, wow. We don't have to use these stress dice, I presume. That's the point of rolling multiple, is that correct? Yep, for each stress dice assigned. So I'm not going to use any stress dice. I'm going to get a 3 to hit a 4, which is a slightly better result than we've been getting. And 4 is you manage to escape to a previously explored sector. There's no damage done. We've now reached outside, back to the ship, I presume, and therefore completed the scenario. Success. Hopefully I've got that right. I could well have made some mistakes along the way there as well, so who knows. But that was fun. That was cool. Quite different. You get back to your ships just in time, or ship just in time. The creatures swarm towards you, but a few blasts from your ship's aft cannons clear a number of them away. You pull back on the controls and lift away, leaving the chaos below you. You can't get back to the Sparrow's hangar fast enough. Once you have docked, you sit in the cockpit, catching your breath, trying to make sense of what you've just seen. You barely notice Grease approaching, laughing as she looks at you. Look on your face. I bet you haven't been that scared since your mama came after you with a wooden spoon. There's an awkward silence, and the pilots stare blankly at her, still too shaken to get angry. Grease shrugs obliviously. For crying out loud, get over it. You're all here. You've got all your fingers and toes. That's better than most other people today. Now, where's my equipment? So, reward. +4... What is that? +4 cubes the Sparrow. +4 cubes the Sparrow. We get a pilot skill. So I'm going to have to add that onto our track. We go to number 7. Now, it says number 7 here. I'll have to go back to Tabletop Simulator to see what it is in the updated. +4... 4 supplied to the Sparrow, I see. So whatever I was on when I was driving with the Sparrow, before we came to this moon, I get 4... is it supply? I think it's supply to the Sparrow. I'm just writing all this down, so that when I go back onto Tabletop Simulator, we can adjust appropriately. So that's all that happens. So then we move on to, it's called End of the Line, which is the next scenario. So that was some world exploration, a few questions arising from me. I did read the rule book, so I couldn't see anywhere where it talks about this idea of completing a scenario. Now I may well have completed it as soon as I picked up the box. As soon as I picked up the cargo, it might be just been finished. But I don't think it did. I think you do have to escape, and I do presume you have to go back to the original tile. That's what I assume, because you've got the package and you're trying to escape, and while all these aliens are starting to spawn all around you, and you've got to make that decision: do you run or do you fight? What do you do as your health goes further and further down? The med kit was I was really fortunate at picking up the gun and the med kit. That was kind of essential. That did save me. I think I would have died if I didn't have the med kit. I don't know. I don't think you do, because there's no dice icon. I don't think you have to use dice to use an item. I can't see anything on here about using items. So I'm assuming that's the case. Now, whether I'm missing something from here, but certainly about items is needed, and about the general kind of like completing objectives, being a bit more clear. But that was really fun. And look, half of the cards have not been explored, so who knows what's around this complex. Really, really cool. Well, thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll keep gaming.